Intro, what if I told you some of the best players of the 2000s and the 2010s were overshadowed by Messi and Ronaldo? It's a bold thought, I know. For over a decade, the footballing world has been utterly dominated by two titans, Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo. They redefined what we thought was possible on a pitch. Their goal records are frankly ludicrous. Their trophy cabinets are overflowing. Their individual awards lists are longer than most players' highlight reels. They set a bar so impossibly high that it's easy to forget some contemporaries. These weren't just good players. They were generational talents. But this isn't about diminishing Messi or Ronaldo. Far from it. This is about shining a light on those who shared the stage with them. The shadowed legends. We're going to take a quick 5-minute look back at some of these players. This isn't just nostalgia or gut feeling. We're going to use cold, hard stats. And in some cases, their peak impact was just as seismic. We'll be looking at goal contributions, influence on title-winning sides, and defining moments of genius. Get ready for a trip down memory lane with a statistical lens. Chapter 1. Let's start with a player who was the epitome of relentless energy and technical grace, Pavel Nedved. He was the last man to win the Ballon d'Or in 2003, before the era of Kaká, Ronaldo, and Messi truly began. People remember the flowing blonde hair, the thunderous long-range strikes, left foot, right foot, but his influence went so much deeper. He was the engine room of a formidable Juventus side, a player who could drag his team to victory through sheer force of will. He wasn't just a creator, he was a warrior, covering every blade of grass. He consistently led Juventus deep into the Champions League and was the driving force behind their Serie A title challenges. Now, from a wide midfield position in a tactically rigid Serie A, that is a phenomenal output. It's a contribution rate that rivals elite midfielders even in attack-minded modern systems. He wasn't just a great player of his time, his statistical impact holds up remarkably well. His performance in the 2003 Champions League semi-final against Real Madrid is the perfect summary of his career. He was unstoppable, scoring a decisive goal, but then a late booking meant he would miss the final. It was a cruel twist of fate for a player who had given everything, a moment that perhaps encapsulates why he's sometimes overlooked. He was a player of immense substance, a true leader whose peak was a spectacle of both skill and incredible determination. Chapter 2. Before Messi and Ronaldo turned football into a science of relentless efficiency, Ronaldinho reminded us that it was, first and foremost, an art form. He played with a smile on his face, a joy that was infectious. He was the undisputed best player in the world, winning the FIFA World Player of the Year in 2004-2005. For a glorious period at Barcelona, he wasn't just a footballer, he was a phenomenon. The flicks, the tricks, the no-look passes, pure theater, devastatingly effective. His peak between 2004 and 2006 was short but blindingly bright. He defined an era, leading back-to-back La Liga titles and that famous Champions League in 2006. Statistically, his output was superb, around 0.4 per game, and he had the Santiago Bernabeu on its feet for a Barcelona player. As his star waned, he essentially passed the torch. Chapter 3. If Ronaldinho was joyous chaos, Kaká was elegant perfection. He made gliding past defenders at pace look natural. He didn't rely on flashy tricks. He relied on explosive acceleration and a perfect first touch, and clinical finishing. In 2007, he broke the mold, the last winner before the Messi-Ronaldo duopoly. His 2006-07 with AC Milan is one of the great modern campaigns. Against Celtic, Bayern, and especially Manchester United, he was legendary. He was both the primary creator and the main goal threat. Around 0.6 goal contributions per 90. Elite. Injuries after his Real Madrid move, alongside Cristiano, shifted the narrative. But at his peak, Kaká was a force of nature. Grace, power, and end product. Chapter 4. Some players define a match. Xavi Hernandez defined an entire philosophy. He was the brain of Guardiola's Barcelona and Spain's golden generation. You can't measure him by goals alone, though he provided plenty. His genius was subtle, profound. He dictated the tempo and controlled matches with a pass. From 2008 to 12, he posted sky-high completion and chances created. Often above 90%, and not just sideways, he weaponized possession. In a goal-scorer-favored era, he finished third in 09, 10, and 11, speaking volumes about the value of the architect. Chapter 5. If Xavi was the brain, Andrés Iniesta was the soul. A quiet, unassuming genius who came alive in tight spaces. Master of the La Croqueta. Vision of a 10, dribbling of a winger, in a central midfielder's body. Think of Chelsea 09, a last-minute thunderbolt to the final. And the goal that won Spain its first World Cup. Between 08 and 12, his key passes and dribbles per game were elite. Second in 2010, third in 2012, the ultimate team player whose big-game genius was as valuable as any 40-goal season. Chapter 6. Thierry Henry brought swagger, speed, and sophistication the league had never seen. For Arsenal, not just a striker, a talisman, an icon. He could roast you for pace and finish with trademark calm. He could score from anywhere, create for others, and carry the attack on his shoulders. At his peak, the numbers were breathtaking. Multiple golden boots, regularly around 0.7 goals per game when 20 was world-class. Henry hit 30. 2 league titles, the Invincibles, and a 2006 CL final run. At Barcelona, he shifted to support for emerging Messi. But at Arsenal, he was a king. Chapter 7. Zlatan Ibrahimovic defies convention, a force of nature blending unbelievable acrobatics with immense physical power, sustained for 2 decades. Longevity, self-belief, and constant, undeniable success. League titles in 4 countries. Dominance wherever he went. Sustained 0.5+ goal contributions across 5 top leagues. From Ajax to PSG, he kept producing, often much higher than that mark. At Inter and PSG, he was the focal point and delivered silverware year after year. A different dominance, physical, aerial, spectacular. He moved often and never won the Champions League, so he lived just outside the Messi-Ronaldo galaxy. But in his leagues, he was the best. Chapter 8. In an era of versatile forwards, Ruud van Nistelrooy was a magnificent specialist. A penalty box predator who lived for one thing: scoring goals. Not to dribble 5 men or orchestrate deep, to arrive and finish with unerring accuracy. At PSV, Manchester United, and Real Madrid, he maintained roughly 0.7 goals per game. 150 and 219 for United. Absurd. Genius movement, either foot or his head, ice cold. As the game embraced all-round forwards, pure poachers were underrated, but being overshadowed for being just a goal scorer is madness when you score as many as he did. Outro. So there you have it. 8 players, 8 incredible talents who defined an era, only to see it redefined by 2 footballing aliens. From Ronaldinho and Iniesta to Van Nistelrooy and Henry, titans. The stats aren't just numbers. They prove world-class status and sky-high peaks. Their misfortune was timing, overlapped with the most dominant duo ever. But football is also moments of genius, leadership, and trophies. Who did we miss? Comment below, like and subscribe for more stat-backed deep dives. Thanks for watching.